Hey, y'all, and welcome to Roundtable Talk with Tay and May,
where we aspire to show you no matter what you look like,
whether you're rocking jeans and Jordans or pearls and heels,
no matter what you've done or what you may still be struggling with,
addiction, promiscuity, drinking, depression, whatever, there is a seat in the kingdom for you. So come on in. We invite you to have a seat at the table as we do real talk, kingdom style. Another amazing episode of Roundtable Talk with Tay
and May. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, welcome everybody. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm extra excited that it is Friday. And my week wasn't even long. It wasn't hard. I'm just ready. I'm ready to be on relax, on chill. So I'm excited. So sis, you want to let our beautiful people know what we're doing for they did not catch the flyer?
Yes, so for this episode, it's all about the women. We love everybody, but this month we get a time and a chance to celebrate our lives and what's happening with women all over the world. This has been just something to be happy about being a woman for, because we've done phenomenal things in our lives, and we give praises to the Lord Almighty for everything that He's done in our lives. But right now we're just going to be talking about having a moment to talk about things that He's doing not only in our lives, but also from women over centuries and generations. And that's what we'll be talking about tonight.
Yes. And y'all, we're gonna be playing a game. We know y'all know that we love when y'all interact with us, talk to us. So we're gonna be playing a trivia game centered around phenomenal women. And yeah, it's gonna be some prizes. And listen, I'm not encouraging it, but we're not gonna say don't Google. The rule is though, first person to type the answer in. So if you're gonna be Googling, I hope you're a fast typer. Yes, so shout out to everybody who is tuning in. We thank y'all so much. We appreciate you all so much. If you have tuned in before, you already know how we jump the show off. But if it's your first time, welcome. We pray that you are blessed and you come back again. But yes, we start out the show with our brag about God, and that's where we just share with you all. We give God a shout out. We share something amazing that He's done in our life or somebody else that we just got to witness. So we don't hit it until we hit the breakout God song. Shout out to our brother song with this. Okay, y'all probably is trying to be nice. And we're not gonna. So listen, y'all pray for the connection.
Wait a second, let me brag on my God. Hear the truth, yeah, he be showing off. Yeah, I promise he never took a loss. If I'ma tell it, I gotta tell it all. Wait a second, let me brag on my God. Hear the truth, I ain't just telling y'all. You can count it, he never took a loss. And if I'ma tell it, I gotta tell it all.
Yes, yes, yes. So, sis, you go first. What is your brag about God this week?
My brag about God this week. I recently opened up my second location for my shop. So I'm actually officially into the building. So, for those of you who do not know, I am a couponer. So I go out there and I do lots and lots of shopping. Might seem like I'm always in a store, but God, he has been so good to me. He allows me to open up doors and be a blessing to others where I do donations to people. I help out other people with their household needs and things like that. So I am officially Darling's Discounts now at Midway Art Center in Coatesville on at 139 East Chestnut Street, and I'm in Suite 411. So the Lord, he has been so, so good to me and allowed that to happen. And I opened up my doors. I had my first customers come in this week, and it's just been truly a blessing being able to help people out and being able to look out for our community and those who are less fortunate and not able to make ends meet on their own. So what's your brag about, God, sis? What do you have going on? I know you have something good.
Yes, but I'm not. The one I'm going to share is not about me personally. Um, I heard an amazing testimony. So I am a transit driver, paratransit driver. I transport elderly and disabled people. And I think it was probably like 2 weeks ago. I picked all my riders are really usually really sweet and nice. And so I picked up this woman and I always play my worship music. So I had on 88.1 Word FM. And she was like, "Oh, I like your music." And we just started talking about different artists or whatever. And she was like, "You want to know something funny?" She was like, "I was one of the ones who was so far from God." She said, "You would have never thought." She was like, she was like pretty much a borderline atheist. She said she don't want nothing to do with God. She didn't really believe in God. And she was like, the way she came to God was not an accident, but wasn't on purpose. She said that she used to like shopping at Goodwill. And she said, so she went there, picked up some CDs. She said she ended up picking up this CD and it had a song on there, and I can't remember what song she said it was, but I remember the artist was Mercy Me. She said, and it ended up having she said she picked up one of the Gospel Wow CDs. She was like, and I don't even know I don't know if she said it was an accident she picked it. She's like, or I don't even know what made me pick that CD up. So she said one day she said she was cleaning her house. She said she would just like be cleaning her house. And she said the CD was playing one day. And she was like, to be honest, she said, I could not stand this song, this CD. She was like, but it was weird because I kept playing it. She was like, I mean, I literally couldn't stand it. She said, but for some reason I kept playing it. She said, and one day as she was cleaning the house, the Mercy Me song was on, she said, and she actually started to listen. And she said that's how she came to God. And I was like, that is so funny because we know that was not an accident. Even her picking up the CD at the Goodwill, didn't even know what the CD was. Then her saying, like, the CD would be on and I hated it, but for some reason I kept playing it. She's like, a day after that, she was like, I kept playing it, but as I'm listening to it, I'm like, I can't stand this CD. And then for one day, for that particular song to catch her attention and God, listen, catch her heart. So that is the power of, listen, divine appointment in like music is so powerful. Music is literally a ministry, and it just goes to show us like how God loves us so much and how he will use anything. He will use a CD. He will use a person. He will use just anything. And so that was just an amazing story. And I was like, wow, God. Like I thought about it for like so long after she got off the bus. She was like, I'm just so grateful. And like now this woman's like on fire for God. So I thought that was me. I'm like, because it made me think about how God is so intentional. Like, so that blessed me. So that is my brag about God. Because like he's so decent. He's so decent.
That is dope right there. It reminded me,
Right.
every time you talk about a CD, all I think of is your testimony with you with the Kirk Franklin CD. That's all I was thinking of the whole time you were talking. That
Gosh,
story has
yes,
me
yes.
laughing
So
every
look,
time.
I gotta go on to my laptop because look, the comments just all I can see on my phone is Facebook user. But yes, 88.1. And honestly, I've been on. I used to like what was it, 107 point something gospel something, but they've been stripped us away from that. Stripped that from something was like Willie Moore Jr. used to be on there. Oh, what was the other one? I just love that station, and then they got rid of it. And then I started listening to K-Love 106.9 years ago, and I actually and that was like the only one I knew of. And I like, you be flipping through the station,
Yeah.
and one day I was flipping and I heard like a song, and that's how I came across 88.1. And I've been listening to it for like a couple months, and it is this one personality on there. And when I tell y'all, I love her laugh, and she's on in the morning, and she cracks like she be cracking. You know how some people just like have this contagious laugh. I was like,
Uh-huh.
I love her laugh. So yes, 88.1 is the bomb, like the bomb for real.
That was
So,
Shar who said that, by the way. 88.1 is my favorite
oh,
station.
hello.
Hey,
Yes, yes,
Shar.
yes, yes,
Thanks for tuning in. We have Tenna Life with
yes.
us. We have Miss Marcia here with us. So if you're on
Well,
here tuned in, drop us a hello so we can shout you out. But thank you so much for tuning in.
wow, wow. So before we get into this game, y'all, one of the things we wanted to do was just highlight an amazing woman, either from the Bible or just an amazing woman of God, that we admire, that we feel like is worth sharing. So, May, you go ahead and go first, and then I'll go next, and then we're gonna get into this game. And y'all know the games be fun, so don't y'all go nowhere.
All right. So for my amazing woman, I didn't want to do somebody who we talk about all the time. So I wanted to do somebody who seems like they're unlikely. And this is actually considered like a woman of faith because being that her background she was a woman who was considered of being of the world. And with that, it could have meant anything. She could have been a prostitute. She could have been homeless. She could have had anything that was going on with her. But we know that when he wants to use us or when he calls us, he'll make a way for us out of no way. So for my woman, I actually picked the woman with the issue of blood, which is found in Mark chapter 5. And it starts off in verse 25, where Jesus is coming into the town. And it says in verse 25, a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had, yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak because she thought, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. And it says in verse 29, immediately her bleeding stopped and she felt in her body that she was freed from suffering. And it continues on to say in verse 30, at once Jesus realized that power had gone out from him. He turned around in the crowd and asked, who touched my clothes? You see the people crowding against you, his disciples answered. And yet you can ask, who touched me? But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet, trembling with fear, told him the whole truth. He said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be free from your suffering. That means so much to me because no matter what we've done, no matter what we've been through, Jesus is the key. He's always there for us no matter what. So just from her pushing through that crowd, having that faith and seeing him, she just touched his garment and it says the power from him left and she was healed immediately. There's things that we're praying for in our lives that we want to happen, and we want things to happen immediately. It may not happen instantaneously, but that doesn't mean that God's not working. He's always working in our lives. It's just we have to have that faith. Keep on pushing through. So just as this woman pushed through the crowd, we have to keep on pushing through our struggles and pushing through those storms that we face in our lives, and he will make a way for us. It doesn't always happen the way that we want it to happen or when we want it to happen, but he always makes a way for us. And I just think it's just so phenomenal how she felt the need to go up to him in front of all of these people, and she still fell at his feet. Back in those times, this woman, she could have been stoned to death or even killed, just for her lifestyle alone. But she wanted to touch Jesus and be healed. She dealt with this issue for 12 years. And again, we don't know exactly what was the cause of the bleeding for all of this time, but it says that she's seen many doctors and things like that. But by finding Jesus and touching Jesus, she was immediately healed. So that's my woman of faith. And she was so phenomenal to me. And she's somebody who we can actually look up to because of her faith. What do you have for us, sis?
Yeah, so before I share my woman, that was such a great example. And like you said, she was considered a woman of the world. For it could have been for many reasons, like you said. But she is an amazing testament of the type of faith that we should have, right? Whatever she did, whoever she was, right? We see that she knew where to go for healing. And that's to be admired. And like you said, like the story says she had that constant flow of blood for 12 years. And like you said, some of us are praying, and like after 12 years, most probably would have given up, right? And it said, like you said, she saw every doctor. It said that this woman spent money, like all her money. So this woman wanted healing. She was like, listen, I'm gonna go to every doctor, I'm gonna spend every dollar because I want to be rid of this. And she could have, and that was the natural ways, right? Nothing's wrong with doctors. That's not what I'm saying. But she tried everything in the natural, and that could have been like, listen, well, nothing's gonna work. But like I said, she heard about this me and Jesus, and she was like, listen, I am willing to try. And we know that was faith. Even if she was not a woman of faith, but when you do something, there has to be a part of you that is going for a reason. You don't go see your doctor like, I'm gonna just go here. He ain't gonna do nothing for me. I'm gonna just go anyway. No, there's gotta be like, listen, you're going there because you're believing you're gonna receive something, that you're gonna walk out of there hopefully with some type of answer. So I admire her. Like you said, I don't know whatever the reason she got labeled that she did in the beginning, but she absolutely is an amazing picture of faith.
Amen.
And like you
And
said,
then not to mention like how she's considered one of the first women who Jesus called daughter. Daughter, you have been healed.
yes, I remember that got pointed out in one of our Bible studies. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
so
thought that's a blessing in itself.
yeah, and then think about it. So a lot of times when Jesus was healing people, it was like, oh, and Jesus touched them and they were healed. But this woman, she touched Jesus, and it said like when she touched him, he felt something leave out of him. So yeah, good choice. Good choice. So mine is not a biblical woman, but mine is definitely a woman of God. Mine is the amazing Joyce Myers, and most have heard of Joyce Myers. If you have not, you have to look her up. I admire her for so many reasons. Like, she has been blessing me for years. Like, her book, The Battlefield of the Mind, like, I read that book years ago, and like when I tell you, like, that was literally no exaggeration, one of the things that God blessed me to come across that literally took a huge part in me being transformed. Um, and just her messages, not just her messages and how she allowed God to use her, but like her transparency. Like, I believe that, I remember like this thing popped in my head, there's no freedom in faking. And, I love the fact that, yeah, she's this amazing, mighty woman of God. Yet she is so transparent. Like, she tells, I will never forget some of her testimonies, like from where she came. Like, she grew up in an abusive household. Most people be like, I never want any, I'm never going to talk about that. And not saying that it's not hard, but we never know who we're going to help by sharing our story, because there's a lot of times where we're experiencing something or we have experienced something. One of the tricks of the enemy, he wants us to hide in guilt and shame, because, and then one of the biggest lies he tells us is, you better not tell anybody that because you're the only one and they're going to look at you like this and now they're going to say this about you. And that's a lie. He knows, because there is power in our testimony. There's freedom in our testimony, not just from us, but again, when we share it and others hear, there's freedom for other people. And then how she talks about just even, her beginning years of being a woman of God, she admits that, like, listen, I was to the point of, I was already holding Bible studies at my house, but I was still bitter. I was still harboring bitterness and unforgiveness. And that hindered me. That hindered me. And she said, so the person who abused her was her father. And she said, I had to forgive my father. I had to forgive him. She said, and that's when I began to experience, yeah, I knew God and I was going to church. And like she said, I was even, holding church, things for other people, Bible study at my house, but I still wasn't free. I hadn't experienced the joy of the Lord. I didn't experience grace. She even said how, like, she was bound by a lot of her guilt and shame from the things that she did. And one of the other things, one of her amazing testimonies, another one is, she said how she was smoking cigarettes. I think she said she started smoking cigarettes when she was like 12. And she said, I'm a believer. I'm a woman of God now. She said, and, sometimes she's like, God will immediately, bless you to stop doing some things. She said, and then some things are a process. So she said, I was a believer and I was still smoking cigarettes. She said, but I knew that I wanted to stop. And so she learned about, speaking a thing, and she said she would be at work on her lunch break. She said, actively smoking a cigarette. And she said, I would be declaring out loud, I do not smoke cigarettes. She would be praying stuff like, God, take the taste out of my mouth. I do not like cigarettes. They're nasty. They're whatever. And she said, to somebody else, it would look crazy and it make no sense. Like, what do you mean you don't like cigarettes? You're smoking one. Like, that looks crazy. But she said, then one day she lit a cigarette and she began to smoke. And she said she could not take the taste of it. And she said that was the last time she smoked a cigarette. I follow her look my camera. I follow her ministry and I get her emails, which are amazing. I love her program, Enjoying Everyday Life. Every morning it's always a little less than 15 minutes. And it's always these powerful messages. And I've been supporting the ministry for years, and she sent me a gift this week. So the book is called Joyce Meyer. It's by Joyce Meyer. It's called Overcoming Every Problem: 40 Promises from God's Word to Strengthen You Through Life's Greatest Challenges. So I'm excited to start reading her book that she done gifted me. And real quick, before we get into this game, um, I was telling May, I was like, the woman that um like she said, there's always like those famous, oh, she's so amazing women in the Bible, right? It kind of are the go-to. And so, like she said, she wanted to do somebody a little different. And so the woman that I first popped in my head was Eve. And somebody might be like, no. Because Eve, unfortunately, to some, unless you know been put on one game, Eve is usually named as the one who messed it up for everybody, and that's all she's labeled as, the mess up. But shout out to my sister friend, Sarah Jakes Roberts, Woman Evolve. I think she came out with this book. What was it, made 3 years ago?
It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago, and she blessed me with a whole different perspective about Eve, and it's just amazing. So women, I wouldn't even say this one book is not just for women though. Men, you can read it too, but it is called Woman Evolve. But like, this is one of those tools that, like, I believe you read this and this is like going to propel you if you are not already walking in your purpose. Like this is going to speak life into you. This is going to give you that like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to survive. And she just goes through this whole thing with Eve and actually how amazing and resilient Eve is. So
Yeah, it gives you a whole
yeah,
different perspective on why Eve did what she did and how
right.
it took place and all of that. It's a really good read. And I agree with you with everything that you were saying, even with Joyce Meyer, because she's truly a blessing with everything that she's gone through. So if you're not following Miss Joyce Meyer, take the time to get to know her. She has a lot of devotionals that are out there. She has a lot of books that are out there. She comes she's still going on tour at different places. She's been out here in Pennsylvania at least 2 times within the past year, where she
Yeah,
goes out
every
to
year she
Hershey
comes to
area.
Hershey. Hmm.
Yeah, yep. So she does free shows and everything. So people come and they view her, and she doesn't even charge anything. You could just show up there. You have to get there early enough so that you can get a seat, but at the same time you can still be blessed by the word that she has for you, because she really is a phenomenal speaker and a woman of Christ. So very, very good choice.
Yes. All right, y'all. So we finna get into this game. Shout out to Instagram, our Instagram viewers, um, because we are new to Instagram. I'm be honest, I'm still figuring out how to do this. But I see some people have joined us. Um, thank y'all. Bless y'all. And we finna get into this game. So like we shared, the questions will be geared. They will all be centered around amazing women. And so yeah, they'll be wide range. It could be a movie star. It could be anyone. It could be yeah, we're just gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. Like I said, we're gonna have uh two winners. And the thing is, whoever answers the most questions. So whoever answers the question first gets that point. And whoever at the end of the game, whoever answered the two people to answer the most questions are our winners. And it's gonna be a gift card to either Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, or Wawa. And look, I'm gonna speak it. Once you're a winner, you just inbox May or I and you tell us where you want your gift card to be. And we're gonna get that over to you. So yeah, sis, you wanna go ahead and start with some of your questions?
All
Yeah, we
right.
can
So,
go back
yeah,
and
I can get
forth.
us. Yeah, I can get us geared off. So my first question is, since we're in Women's History Month, my first question here was, when was the first Women's History Day? Do you know when that was? Get your minds thinking. I gotta get y'all opened up. When was the first Women's History Day?
And like I said, y'all listen, feel free to use Google. Come be honest.
But get
I
that
have no
first
idea.
answer down there. We want to see your name in that chat.
Right. But like I said, if you're gonna be Googling, I hope you're a fast typer. Look, I'd be trying to cheat and be too slow.
When was the first Women's History Day?
Look, I don't even know nobody. We don't have an answer yet.
If we
When
don't
was
get
the
an answer to it, I'm going to give y'all the answer. Nobody's going to get that point. Y'all ready? That first day was February 28th, 1909. Look how long ago that was. But it really wasn't that much.
1909? Wow.
1909. That was the
Wow.
first Women's History Day. That wasn't even a month yet. We weren't even celebrating a month. It was just a day. So think how far we've come since then.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. What question you have?
So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm on I done Google some questions because I got some off the top, but yeah. So it says my question is Which disability and women's rights activist was known for being the first deaf-blind person to write a book and earn a bachelor's degree? Which which disability, I had to make sure I was reading that right. Which disability and women's rights activist was known for being the first deaf and blind person to write a book and earn a bachelor's degree? We all more than likely learned about her in school. I'll give y'all a hint. Her initials are, no, I'm going to give y'all both. Her first her first name starts with a H. Who is like when who is like one of the most famous talked about, that to my knowledge, oh, drop my pen, blind women um in history?
Didn't she do something else too that I'm thinking?
Girl, I know her for, like I said, I Googled, and
Uh,
that's what it. Well, what do you give them another clue if you have something else?
isn't she the one that did the American flag or something? She sewed the American flag.
Y'all, who? Oh no, y'all, wake up. Who is the? Her initials are HK. She is like the most known.
Do I gotta
One
say
of
who it
those.
is?
Look, you must
Because I know who it is.
look. Give them the answer. Yes.
Helen Keller, right?
Uh, okay. Who just got it? And
Shar.
they
Okay.
did say it.
Shar got it.
They said it before
Shar put it at the
you.
same time as I was
Yeah, she did.
saying
Yeah.
it.
So yeah. Okay. So that's one for sure.
All right, Shar, you got it.
Guys. All right, man. What's your next question?
All right, I'm gonna give y'all an easy one. Who is often referred to as the Queen of Soul? Who's that? Who's referred to as the Queen of Soul? Oh,
Yeah,
we got
we have an answer.
Shar answered first, but Miss Marcia also answered saying Aretha Franklin. They both popped up same time.
So let's see. So, because it still goes by who answers the most. So both of them get their point. All
Uh,
right. All right. So this woman, I'm trying to get. She's an amazing actress. This woman played on Waiting to Exhale, and I don't want to say. I gotta think of another one. Waiting to Exhale and What's Love? No. Uh, Stella got a Rubik. Who is the famous actress that played on both Waiting to Exhale and she was in Black Panther? Amazing actress. Like she has been in the game. I don't even know. Yes, Angela Bassett. I can't. Who's
that was Shar. Shar's on
Yes.
a roll.
Yes. Look.
Right.
Look. She went there. Look, sis. She went there Starbucks.
I'm gonna give y'all one. Y'all gonna be flying on this one right here. So who was arrested for not giving up her seat on the bus to a white person? Who was that? Who was arrested for not giving up her seat on the bus to a white person? What woman was that?
Somebody
All right, Miss
said Rosa Parks.
Marcia. Rosa Parks. Okay.
All right.
All right, Miss Marcia, catching up.
So, which? Wait a minute. Is that the one? Okay, so y'all might have to Google this one because I don't even know this. But I have the answer in front of me. Which politician was the first Black woman to be elected to the United States Congress? And I will give y'all a hint. Her initials are SC. Who was the first female justice? Sorry, I started reading it. A different question. Which politician was the first Black woman to be elected to the United States Congress? Okay, we have an answer. That's not the right answer. The initial, yes, yes. So who
Yes.
said
Miss
Shirley?
Marcia.
Yep, it's Shirley. I can't pronounce.
Shirley Chisholm.
Yes,
Yep, Shirley Chisholm. All right.
yes.
So next question here: who was an escaped slave who became a conductor on the Underground Railroad? Who was that? She became known as Moses of the people of her time. Who was that? All right, Shar, Harriet Tubman.
Yes, yes, yes. So this gonna be a funny one, y'all. And she's a real person, but the question is geared towards the character that she played. On 227, who was the one that stayed in the window and knew all the business? They always nosy, but who stayed in the window, y'all? What was her? And I watch old school shows, so yeah. 227. Who was the one that stayed up in that window getting all the tea while drinking hers? Her name starts with a P. Look, is okay. Here we go. Yes, yes. Who's that? Make can because you could
That
see
was
it.
Shar.
Okay. All
Helen
right. All right.
Helen Martin.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, who was the first African American child to attend an all-white school? A child. They even made a movie out of this, and it was really good. It's a Disney movie. Who was the first African American child to attend an all-white school? And she's alive today, and she's an activist now. Her initials are a R and a B. RB. Correct. Ruby Bridges. That's a really good movie, though. If you haven't seen that, watch Ruby Bridges. Good Disney movie. Good job, Shar. Hit your mute.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Um, famous singer, very like legend singer. She is she was born in Philadelphia in the year 1944. One of her most famous songs are called If Only You Knew. And a few years ago, like the world like was in an uproar because she released Up High. And I mean like the internet, like it was all over the internet. People was doing videos, like they were saying like get to the store because you got to get one of Blink's pies. Yep. Yes, Patti LaBelle. Yes. Yes.
All right, Shar, we're putting you on for another one here. All right, here's our next one. Which president's wife made it her mission to conquer childhood obesity? And I don't know if any of you have childhood or child age children, but when they come home talking about these lunches these days, they're like, that food has to go. They don't like it. So it was a recent president. Yes, Miss Marcy, Michelle Obama. You got it.
Yes. Thank y'all so much for participating. So my question is, who is currently the Vice President of the United States of America? And obviously, it's a woman. Because maybe some people don't know. Who is currently our Vice President? Yes, Kamala Harris. Who is that?
Shar.
Okay.
What was Martin Luther King Jr.'s wife's name?
Yes, somebody said Coretta.
That was Shar.
Hold on, y'all. I'm Googling. Here, do one of yours, sis, while I'm Googling this, please.
Who was the civil rights activist who wrote "I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings"? Who wrote "I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings"?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Kamaria.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, sis, you got your question?
Yes. So, who is the richest black woman of hair products? She was the first black millionaire, and she invented the world's first hair straightening formula and or hot comb, it says. I actually seen a movie based on her yes, Madam C.J. Walker. Thank you. And it was amazing. It was an amazing
Miss
story.
Marcia, that one takes you back.
Yeah, it was like I wanted to see more. I enjoyed it very much.
You find another one, or you want me to go next?
No, you can go.
In 1932, Amelia Earhart was the first woman to do what? What did Amelia Earhart do? Yes, Miss Marcia. She did fly the airplane. Sure, she flew the airplane. She was the first woman to fly solo over the Atlantic.
Awesome job, ladies. Thank y'all. Who was the first African American and Native American woman to hold a pilot license? Who was the first African American and Native American woman to hold a pilot license? Her initials are BC. Yes, Bessie Coleman. Thank you.
All right, that was Kamaria. Thank
Yep,
you for your
got it.
participation. Who was the first woman in space in 1983? Y'all get it? Who was the first woman in space? There you go, Sally Ride. Kamaria, you got it.
Who was the actress that played, so this role she played, there was actually two of them. She went from a Vegas showgirl to a nun, and then another movie that she played in. No, that's it. Cause y'all, we'll see. If y'all, I'll give y'all a couple of seconds. If y'all don't guess it by then I'll give y'all another hint. Cause I feel like if I say this one, it's gonna be really easy. Yes, Whoopi Goldberg. Yes. Okay, so I can see Miss Kamaria. Can you tell me who the other person is that says Facebook user?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
All right. So during the Civil War, what woman was known as the angel of the battlefield? She was a nurse saving lives.
We have an answer. Is that right, ma'am?
Let me see here. We have Clara Barton, and that is correct. Kamaria, you got it.
Okay, wait a minute.
Clara Barton.
Sorry, y'all. I'm reading because there was a conflict in the answers. So
You have your next question?
yeah, but it's okay. So who was the first woman to win a Grammy Award? Who was the first woman? And I'll give a little background. It says the first Grammy Awards took place in 1958, and women were among the first crop of recipients. No, not Hattie. The first female multiple Grammy winner was jazz singer Blank, who took home two statues, one for Best Vocal Performance and for Female and Best Jazz Performance by an Individual. Yes, Ella Fitzgerald. Thank you.
That was Kamaria.
Yeah, yeah. See, so she's on face. I mean, she's for some reason I can see her. I can see her name. Yeah, I can see. I just can't. Everybody else just says Facebook user. Thank you.
All right, we'll take it back to some years now. What year were women legally allowed to get credit cards? And it wasn't that long ago, y'all. It wasn't that long ago. What year were women legally allowed to get credit cards? There you go. 1974. Correct, correct. Did you ask a question? Hit your mute.
Oh my goodness, sorry, because I keep hitting it when you're talking, then I forget that mine's on. What year did we gain the right to vote? And what year did it become legal for women to vote? That is very, very close.
Yeah, that's real close.
Yes, there it is, 1920. Thank you.
Who is considered to be the fastest woman of all time running?
Is that correct?
Uh-uh. It has part of the name, but that's not the person. That's somebody else.
Oh,
Think of the fastest woman. There you go, Miss Diana Hill, FloJo. You got it.
All right, y'all. Okay, so who was the first movie? Who was the first woman to appear in a motion picture? The first woman to appear in a motion picture. Throughout her career, she appeared in almost 300 films and became one of the first women to lead a U.S. film studio. No, her initials are FL.
Was that correct? You're on mute.
Yes, Florence Lawrence. Yes.
Okay. Who was the first woman on a coin in America? No, not Martha Washington. Yes, Susan B. Anthony is correct. That was Miss Marcia.
Okay, so after 2 nominations, which movie did Angela Bassett win an Oscar for? Throughout her career, she's been nominated twice, but which movie did she win an Oscar for? And it was not too long ago. It was in 2022. It's one of my favorite movies. Yes, Black Panther. Thank you. I'm surprised. So the other movie that she was nominated for, but then when was What's Love Got to Do with It? And I'm surprised. Like she did amazing. So, but yeah. Yes, thank you. Black Panther.
Well, I'm winding down to the last of my questions here, and we're having such a good, fun time. So, ladies, I started off here with the first day of Women's History Month, but what year was Women's History Month started? What year did it begin? And again, it wasn't that long ago.
So we have 1987, then we have 1978.
We are at 1987 is correct, Kamaria. Good job.
So y'all, we about to do our last question. Let me see. Okay, this was a good one. So what was Whitney Houston's greatest selling hit? It came out in January 12th, 1993. What was Whitney Houston's greatest selling hit? 4 times platinum, over 4 million copies. It says it was the only and first. Yes, I will always love you. Yes. Who's that, man?
That's Shaw.
Diana. Sure. Okay. All
Shaw and
right.
Miss
Well,
Marcia.
thank y'all so much. Look, let
Yeah.
me
So
tally up.
as you ladies can see, there's some amazing women throughout history. We took it all the way back, and you ladies were going right along with us. You were
Yeah.
answering fast with it, and with some correct answers. And what you didn't know, you looked back up again and you got it right. So we thank you so much for participating and giving your feedback and everything with us and hanging out with us tonight. Well, I think my sister has an announcement to make because she probably has all the winners tallied up so that you'll know who's getting these gift cards. What do you have?
Yeah. So, our 3 winners are Shore had 11, Miss Kamaria, and I'm so sorry, I hope I'm saying your name right, had 9, and then Miss Marcia had 8. So y'all are our 3 winners. Congratulations, and we thank y'all and we love y'all for participating because it's always fun playing games. Playing the games with y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. As I said, in the beginning of the show, inbox May or myself and let us know if you would like your gift card to be to Starbucks, Wawa, or Dunkin' Donuts. And we're gonna get that right over to y'all. So, any closing thoughts just before we end? Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
So we shared some amazing women. We shared some amazing testimonies from women from the Bible. We shared some amazing testimonies from women who were currently with us, such as Joyce Meyer. So just walk in the footsteps of these women. Have the faith of God in anything that you do, and you'll be able to conquer and overcome anything that you're facing in your life, whether you feel that you can do it or not, because God will always make a way for us, regardless of whether we feel it or not, because He's the God of the impossible. He brings the super to our natural that we're facing here. So everything that you do, go to God in prayer and let Him work it out for you. Ladies, enjoy the rest of our month because this is our month to shine. We only have a few more days left to go, but God is good all the time. We're always going to be a woman. So stand in those footsteps that God wants you to have, and give it all to Him. Have a blessed week, and thank you so much for tuning in and rocking out with us.
Yes, as my sis said, y'all, we are amazing. Walk in the fullness of it. Do not ever let anybody devalue you and make you think you are anything less than what God says we are. You are a daughter of God the Most High. You are chosen. You are adored. You are loved more than your mind can even fathom. Humbly but confidently walk in every room and through every door that God sets before you, like you know He sent you and you belong there. I love y'all. We love y'all again. Thank y'all so much. Um, thank you, Miss Kamaria, for answering, and I will inbox you. Thank you so much. Again, winners, do not forget to let us know where y'all want y'all gift cards to. Yeah, because we celebrating us. So a little treat on us. We have a slideshow. And y'all know how we always end our show with a song. with a Kingdom Gem of the week. And so, y'all, this is Common, who is an amazing man of God. I love hearing him talk about God. He definitely is all about giving God glory. And yeah, this is an amazing tribute to us, how beautiful we as women are. So yeah, stick around, watch the slideshow. Listen, get blessed by this beat. And again, we love y'all. Be safe. Have an amazing weekend. Whatever you do, have fun, be safe, and listen. You might be like me, because I plan to relax. Like I plan to relax this weekend, and I'm gonna rejoice and be glad in it. So love y'all. Y'all are so amazing. We thank y'all so much. This was fun, and don't forget to come back, rock with us next month on the fourth Friday. Y'all be blessed.
I love you, baby. Pray these words, may hug you, baby. Look into the mirror, say I love you daily. Remember your life when the world seems shady. You born with it, adorned with it. A gift to the world, don't give it. Fearlessly made, no need to be afraid. Angels are with you, the path is laid. Waiting thoughts of you being a star. Truly you'll shine by seeing who you are. Reflections of you, reflections of me. Your beauty, more than any eyes can see. A precious jewel you are. Don't forget who and whose you are. Made in its likeness, yeah, you different, uniquely specific, young and gifted. You see that in another, then you gotta uplift it. Your hair, your skin, the way the sun kissed it. Mystical mama, beautiful boy. Your life is a story for you to enjoy. Wherever you stand, stand in you. Stand in love, stand in joy, stand to do everything that you ever dreamed you do. Your voice is yours, it'll sing to you.